Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Monday, December 29th. Hope everybody had an awesome Christmas weekend. I hope everybody is preparing to have an awesome New Year's Eve weekend. We're back here. We're back here in studio at our home at Southern Regional Medical Center. Very excited to be back. Got a lot to talk about, obviously. You go through last week. You don't have any college football playoff games, but you have the LSU bowl game that we'll obviously talk about. LSU loses the bowl game to Houston. Finishes the season 7-6. The Lane Kiffin era officially begins now.
Better than 6 or 7.
We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing that. The Lane Kiffin era officially begins. Transfer portal opens on Friday. He has been tweeting about the transfer portal since he stepped foot on campus, as it's like the national championship game. After watching the game this weekend, there was a couple. We talked about it before. Listen, the game is you win or lose. Like, you want to win, obviously, every game you play. But the most important thing about these 3 weeks leading up to the bowl game and the bowl game is for Lane to get eyes on the guys that he currently has on the team. Who's going to be a factor next year? Who's not going to be on the team this year? That guy.
It's a factor.
For sure is going to be a factor next year. That is Trey Davis Green making an absurd catch in the bowl game. But I think what else we noticed, and I'm sure what Lane Kiffin noticed, is the depth of LSU was not as good as it needed to be, because a lot of the guys that were playing last year in the bowl game, on the defensive side specifically, were not the starters. A lot of the starters opted out. And so you realized that the depth that they had was not up to par, and so obviously that is going to be fixed in the portal next year. But we're going to talk about all of that throughout the course of the show and more. Tyler Shuck looks like he's the guy.
Ugh.
No, what do you mean? Ugh.
I said Shuck.
Okay. Well, I said you're just singing his praises.
No, it was.
Saints have been fun. 4 straight games going on the road at Atlanta, rival. Trying to end the season with 5 straight wins and hopefully get the Rookie of the Year to Tyler Shuck. But we're going to talk about all that throughout the course of the show. We're joined by our producer, Lloyd. Had a great holiday. Got my cousin in trouble.
I did.
Through the Christmas holiday. We're also joined by our 2-time national champion. Once in football, once in baseball. First-round draft pick by the Chicago White Sox. Media pundit for SEC Network. Our co-host, Jay Mitch. Jay Mitch, welcome back. Hope you had a great holiday. I don't want to give you a lot to talk about because Bryce Kuhn's waiting on the on-deck circle. We're also joined by Bryce Kuhn with On3 to answer all of our conversations, all of our questions that we had about LSU. Bryce, you look good. Did you get a haircut? You have a nice little haircut?
Yeah, I went to a place in Baton Rouge to get my haircut. They completely destroyed it.
Oh, it looks good. It looks good.
No, that's half the story. The second part is I had to go back home to Georgia, call the person that had been cutting my hair forever, and they had to do some stuff with it. So, yeah, I mean,
the devil went down to Georgia.
You know,
it looks good.
The office haircut.
You got the Kirk Cousins?
I don't want to talk about that.
It looks good. It looks good.
But yeah, no, I appreciate it. Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Hope you guys had a great Christmas.
We did. How was your Christmas?
It was good. I mean, this was the daughter's, like, her first Christmas was last year, but this is the one where she could, like, actually, like, open the wrapping paper and all that kind of stuff. So she had a good time. A lot of back and forth, driving back and forth between families. So we got back into town last night, and it was nice to. It's all, you know, when you're traveling like that, it's always just nice to, like, get back in your own bed.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
You're just back home. It's just better. So no, we had a good time. Spent about 9 days over in Georgia. Saw everybody, watched some football, and yeah, had a good time.
Oh, you got the Pop-Tart Bowl, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that's the greatest bowl game ever.
It really is.
Like, that is awesome, and a heck of a football game too, right? Like, has that probably been the most exciting non-playoff bowl?
Yeah, it's been marketed that way.
Can I confess?
Even the actual game, like the game was good.
I haven't watched one bowl game other than LSU's.
So just to sum it up, Georgia Tech lost on an interception in the end zone with like 5 seconds left. So it was like very close game. It was good. It was a good one though. So.
Well, I'm glad you got to enjoy that.
Well, you had to suffer through Penn State, Clemson. That was miserable.
That was brutal. And then we all, as fans, had to suffer through the LSU game.
Oh, first play was great.
Oh, first post, 14-0. You're like, damn, this is going to be.
Hit it.
Awesome.
You're leaking water.
And that quickly was not the case.
Way too late, by the way. Way too late.
Oh, way too late.
Especially being on the Eastern time zone.
Oh, it was like what, 1:30 by the time it was done on your side?
I think I closed my computer writing a piece on it at like 2:15 in the morning. So like 1:30 to about 30. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous,
brutal. Well, let's talk.
Started late here too because I think they tried to time it up as much as they could for the game that was on before. And they were like, "Yeah, this is going a little too long, so let's go ahead and flip it to the other network." So I actually missed when I turned it on, it was like 14-0 because I was like, "Why is this still not?" Oh, you know what? It may be on another network.
Yeah, ESPN too.
Yeah.
It started off great. Obviously, Barry Brown, we've been waiting for that all year. He got his kickoff return, I think his SEC record kickoff return in his career. I think it was his 6th kickoff return for a touchdown in his career in the SEC. Obviously, starts the game off that way. LSU goes up 14-0, quickly goes down 21-14 after that. Back and forth. Offense scored a lot more points than we anticipated. Defense kind of was not the defense that we grew accustomed to watching. Also, not the guys on the team in the starting lineup that we grew accustomed to watching this season. Obviously, LSU in 7-6. It was an abysmal year. A lot of hope moving forward with Lane Kiffin, the portal opening on Friday. Bryce, what were your takes on the game? I know mine were. I kind of mentioned them a little bit earlier. We're going to get into this, but what were your takes watching the game and kind of being around the program through Brian Kelly, the transition of Lane Kiffin, and then leading up into the bowl game, and then now after the bowl game? What were your thoughts on the team and moving forward?
Yeah, I think I tweeted it out, and Lloyd, you mentioned that Clemson game too. Like, if you would have told me leaving, week 1 as we're driving out of Clemson, South Carolina, like both of these teams are going to be playing in pre-New Year's bowls, and it's just going to be 2 7-5 teams. Now, obviously, both teams finished 7-6. Like, I don't think that there could have been enough money in the world. I don't know what the odds of that would have been. It's just crazy. It just goes to show you, that's what we love about college football. I mean, look, I've done this all year with you guys. We all talk college football all year long, and we think we know things, and it just shows you how volatile this sport is. And that's why we probably do love it, why we fell in love with it, because anything can happen. Unfortunately for LSU, it spiraled out of control. And, I think watching that game on late Saturday night, you hit the nail on the head with the first point you made. This was one of my takeaways in the piece I wrote after the game was they just don't have the depth that even you need to compete at the top level of the SEC. And I think because the defense had so much star power, right? I mean, you had my man Sorta Lane, you knew what he was going to do in locking down one side of the field. It made life easier for DJ Pickett at times. Look, Pickett was thrust into that cornerback 1 role, and the first time he's had to do that. Right. And, truthfully, against a team that knew what they wanted to do offensively, too. So, there's just a lot of firsts in that game. Our message board, and I saw a lot of social media, was really frustrated with Blake Baker's defense. I'm not reading too much into it because, frankly, I don't think the guys out there, the starting 11 you had, will or should be a part of the starting 11 next year. You're going to upgrade at multiple different spots. You should be able to find upgrades at all 3 levels, potentially there as well. So I like the way Deshaun Spears played. I'm really excited about that kid. Hope he can have a really good spring because I think he could be like an all-SEC type of player. Yeah. He has the frame. He can hit. He hit a couple of times in this game and really laid, delivered some blows. So just in general, it's capping a season that was just, I think fans and even in the media, ever since Brian Kelly got fired, we just haven't focused on anything that has happened on the field. And it just feels like you can finally say it's over, right? I hate to say that because you only get 12 of these, 13 if you go to a bowl game. And as a media, we have to wait a whole nother year now, right? We've got to go through talking season. We've got to go through media days and fall camp and everything over again before we get to see this team.
You get baseball.
Well, football, yeah. I mean, that's one of the beauties of being at LSU. You get baseball. Well, I don't want to take that for granted. But it's one of those things where in order to see this football team again, we've got to wait, 9 months, 10 months now. So it's just one of those things. It's finally come to an end. This team was just such a disappointment. I'm just frankly glad we don't have to see this offense ever take the field again.
Correct.
This version of this offense, because by God, I mean, I know that Saturday was probably their best performance in terms of what they did, but 5 offensive linemen now have entered the portal.
Yep.
With Ori Williams entering, so it's just it's over. We move on, and as Lane Kiffin's been tweeting, we all wait for January the 2nd.
Well, and that brings you to my next point and my next question to you. Obviously, Lane Kiffin has been tweeting about that for a long time. He's going to be very active in the portal. He came out in the bowl game in the interview and talked about how he wants to build through. What's this? Oh yeah, him talking.
A lot of hands.
I'll talk with my hands too. I can't say anything. But he talked about how he wants to build through recruiting the state of Louisiana and then obviously filling the gaps with the portal. This year I think it's going to be a little bit different in a sense because there's a lot of pieces he has to replace. There's been a lot of players put their name into the portal. Now it's coming from an offensive line that has not been very good. A lot of guys that have put their names in the portal have not contributed a whole ton to LSU. I guess my question to you is out of all the offensive linemen, all the guys that put their name in the portal, do you see any of those guys maybe coming back? Maybe Lane saying, hey, why don't y'all come back? Or are all those guys that are in the portal gone? And then who else do you think is going to put their name in the portal here in the coming days?
Yeah, I would say, the early names that we saw, like Con Buyout, Jelani Watkins, like those guys are gone.
Right.
I will say this about Jelani Watkins, and I don't want to go on a tangent here. That kid is like Olympic levels, like track athlete. Like he is elite at what he does. It would be interesting to see if there's something that's not on the football field out there for him in the portal, and if then LSU can say, hey, come run, come be that
100-meter dash.
Because obviously we know. Yeah, we obviously know what he can do, in track and field. So that would be like one, but it wouldn't affect football. I just don't think that he has for some reason, I don't think he has a future in LSU football. Outside of that, obviously, and maybe what you're hinting at is those offensive linemen, right? Because if not, you're going to have to go portal shopping for 4 or 5 new starters. And that's a lot. Hopefully you don't have to do that year in, year out. I don't think that's sustainable to go in there shopping for 4 or 5 starters just from a continuity standpoint, but also just hitting every single time. Like, Can you do that over and over again, especially at a pivotal spot like offensive line? So, I don't foresee Carius Curran coming back. You're going to see a lot of the big suitors, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. I think Arkansas is going to try to make a play to bring him back home as well. A lot of that was tied to Brad Davis and their relationship there as well. Is Tyree Adams a guy? Tyree Adams is the one guy for me that I'm like, and I mean this in the nicest way, like, he was hurt. I don't think he's bad. And can you work out something where he's going to test the waters? Maybe new offensive line coach Eric Wolford, as they look at this, they want to bring in some competition at tackle. Maybe, Weston Davis is a guy that doesn't enter the portal, but they want to shore up the right side. Can he switch over to right tackle? He hasn't played a lot of it. I think like 3 snaps in his entire career.
Can't be worse.
Yeah, I would say Tyree Adams is the most likely candidate, New Orleans native, because, and just going off like the 2 Georgia guys, right? Paul Mavinga out of Buford, I think it is, and then DJ Chester. Like, I totally foresee them getting somewhere closer back to home. Chester may have an option just because the whole thing with Chester is like, he's 6'6", 315. He's not a center. Like, you've played around with him for a couple of years now. Does he just want to go somewhere else and try to solidify a spot? I don't know. So that'd be the one name I'd put in there. And then I think an interesting name to watch is Solomon Thomas, because it was pretty public. Like, the fact that he's at LSU because of Alex Atkins. He was going to go to Florida State because of Alex Atkins. So if Alex Atkins is not on this staff next year, which we perceive him to be, because I don't think Atkins is taking an off-the-field role. So if he's not there, why does Solomon Thomas stay? He's a guy that was banged up at the beginning of the year in fall camp, never had to play catch-up the whole year. That's a name that I could see entering. And then on the back end of the defense, a guy like Joel Rogers, really good offensive player during his time in high school, 2-way player. Does he have an opportunity to go maybe down a level and contribute more? It also creates like, is LSU going to recruit over him at the safety spot because he's kind of your next guy at that spot? So it'll be interesting to see where they go with it, Mikey. We could speculate here all day long. Caden Durham, is that a name that's going to enter the portal? Michael Van Buren saying that he wanted to stay after the bowl game.
Harlan Berry.
They're going to allow him to stay. So it's really interesting to see kind of how this thing flows in the next couple of days.
Jared.
Yeah, so I mean, this was year 4 of the Brian Kelly experience, right? Obviously, it didn't last the entire year. Looking back on it, knowing that you had 3 years of really bringing in players, knowing that you had what was widely regarded as the #1 portal team. I mean, portal recruiting that came through this past year. In terms of just the roster and the roster construction and watching how many guys are exiting in this situation, where do you think it went wrong to not have the success on the field that would have matched what we thought the roster was and what you thought you should have gotten out of it?
Yeah, I think it starts with, and not to harp on this, but we've talked about this all season, but it starts with that offensive line. The guys that you brought into the portal weren't difference makers. Braylon Moore gets hurt really early in the season. Josh Thompson just wasn't cut out for SEC play, and that ended up hurting you over there at right guard. And then the guys that you needed to step up in the absence of Emory Jones and Will Campbell just didn't, and the development wasn't there from some of the interior guys. So it really just created, and I said this last week, it created a worst case scenario. Like if you go back to July and, we're sitting here talking about this and you said, Bryce, what would be the worst case? Like I think a lot of people, including myself, would have told you if the portal moves don't work out on the offensive line and those guys don't develop, like it's going to destroy any type of progress or excitement you might have about Garrett Nussmeier returning, about the receivers you added, about Harlem Berry and Caden Durham as a tandem. So, and it did, right? Look, we can sit here and have conversations about Garrett Nussmeier's health all day long. He was obviously not healthy and ineffective when he was healthy.
Still on the other side of it, Bryce.
Yeah, the other side. And then obviously you go to the wide receiving core and you would have liked to see more out of Barry and Brown. You would have liked to see more out of Nick Anderson. They had their issues, but could you make the argument they were ever really given a fair opportunity? So I think that offensive line is where it just really went wrong. But it dates back to, and I'm sure we'll talk about this, LSU has missed in the high school recruiting ranks under Brian Kelly far too often. Yeah, the ranking might look good, but the development aspect or the evaluation hasn't turned out the way it needs to be. So I think it's that 2023 class that you can go back and look and, maybe I'm missing a glaring one because I believe, and you can correct me, Trades Green was the 2024 cycle. So I wanted to make sure I got his position group or his class right. That 2023 cycle has almost nobody. I think it's Whit Weeks, to be honest with you, as a freshman in that class that has really done anything. 2024 has some guys, but you can't be LSU and you can't recruit a 20 to 25 man high school class and only hit on less than 5 guys.
7 people
as contributors.
Right.
So that just can't happen. So to your point, that happened on the offensive line. It's happened in the interior defensive line too. They had to go spend there. I will say, paying for Bernard Gooden paid off. He was a really good player for you this year.
They hit,
and then just the lack of pass rush.
Yeah.
That just hurts you. I put it on our message board today. If Gabe Rutherford didn't get hurt, if Patrick Payton could have been more of a force, if you could have just generated some help off the edges, I think it would have helped this team a little bit defensively, especially down the stretch when you played the A&Ms, because teams just didn't fear you. And they knew you were going to have to send 4+ and play man coverage. And eventually, against an elite receiving core, we saw that against the Aggies, it would come back to bite you. So I think it starts off with just the lack of high school recruiting and development, and it just, put pressure on your portals to hit really well, and they didn't do it this year, especially on offense.
And obviously, Lane Kiffin's going to hit the portal hard. There's going to be a bunch of teams out there that are going to hit the portal. You have a bunch of coaches that go in different places. They're going to go and try to make a splash and kind of try to bring in as much talent as they can bring in. Lane Kiffin's going to be at the top of that list. That's what he's done every year at Ole Miss. With LSU having the glaring weaknesses that they have this year and then departing, you had the weakness of the offensive line. You have basically your entire offensive line and some leaving. You're losing some key guys on the defensive side. You have some guys that you may be excited about on the defensive side, but you're going to have to go. You only signed 15 guys in the early signing period. I would imagine it's going to be a very sizable transfer portal class. What does that look like? Where are they going to go? How many guys do you think they're going to bring in? And are there any names that you're hearing right now that, hey, keep an eye on this guy? Because, look, your guy, C.J. Bailey, is in the portal now. I know you've been yelling his name for a while.
Did he enter? Did I miss that? C.J. Bailey did.
I'm pretty sure he entered. Did he not?
Mikey, don't do this.
Did I make that up?
Oh, no.
Did I make that up?
Mikey, what did you just do?
I thought
My guy Cam Coleman's in the portal.
He just announced. He just announced.
CJ Bailey?
Yeah, no, Cam Coleman.
Okay, pivot. Let's punt on that and go to Cam Coleman.
Okay, yeah. Well, the question still stands. Take the one guy out. The question still stands. Have you heard of anyone out there? Have you heard any smoke around anybody out there that is
DJ
looking at
Lagway's
going to
in
go?
the portal.
I hate DJ Lagway.
Why? Well, don't say it like that. Jesus,
I
Michael.
got one report on DJ Lagway. He's out on him.
I'm out on him.
So let me start with how they
Do some cleanup for this show. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I said one bad thing. The question still stands.
And you said you hated DJ Lagway. You can't say you hate him.
I don't like him as a player.
Okay, that's a fair way to say it.
That's bad.
You don't say you hate him.
You can't say something.
Yeah, I mean, Lloyd can't tell me anything. I don't like him as a player.
Before Christmas.
I don't like him as a player.
I'd like him under the tree.
Well, okay, so going into how they attack this portal cycle.
Thank you.
I've written about a couple of different position groups and maybe what you need, or what I think you need in the room going forward under Lane Kiffin, and kind of what names could fit there. And the most notable one, we'll just start today, is I talked about receivers, and then literally as I post the article, is that what happened, Cam Coleman hits the portal about 20 minutes later. He's the de facto crown jewel, probably going to be the number one player in the entire cycle. I mean, this kid, I got to say this, I've watched this kid grow up playing Pee Wee football. He has always been the best player on the field. He has always been the best athlete, the most naturally gifted, talented kid. And I think I said this a couple weeks ago, and I put it on our board too. I think this kid has a case as the best wide receiver in college football, but we just don't know because Auburn has had terrible quarterback play. Now, Jeremiah Smith is unbelievable, and I'm not trying to take away from what he does. Give Cam Coleman a quarterback, and he can run something other than a hitch route. You're going to see some things that are going to play as a day one pick on Sundays. And he's going to be a one-year guy, right? Like if he gets in the right situation, he's going to be a one-year guy, gunning for an 1,000-yard season, and then he's going to be moving on to hopefully being, selected in the first round of the draft. That's got to be the first call, and it's going to be. Like that's not a secret. LSU is going to make that call to his agent. I tell you this, Coleman and Alex Golish and some other people. Their families, or his family and Alex Golish, head coach at Auburn, had dinner in my hometown because it's 30 minutes from Auburn last week to discuss things. Obviously, whatever happened there. Figures are being thrown out. I would expect Cam Coleman to command over $2 million. Like that is just the expectation from talking with people around. That is what it would do. I'm paying that if I'm LSU.
Yeah.
It's about time that you have an outside threat at receiver that can go get the football and make plays. You have not had that since probably
Malik Neighbors.
I know Malik Neighbors cross-trained, but you probably hadn't had that since Brian Thomas Jr. And it feels like it's so long ago, but Kyron Lacey was good at it, but talking about like just that alpha dog, that's what Cam Coleman is. Like he is the prototype receiver on the outside that you need. So where do they need to go? I said at least 3 receivers. I think you need in a Lane Kiffin offense, you've got to find that gadget guy. I think Kyle Parker can be more than a gadget guy, so I think he can be a part of the future. I think you need a sure-handed receiver, right? Like you need a possession guy. You need someone that can just keep moving the chains. You look at that offense, like you're going to have to attack it. But what I think people are so excited for on January 2nd, this isn't to diminish the excitement. I just trust Lane Kiffin and how he schemes things up. I don't think that you have to just have this unbelievable portal class offensively to have great success. Now, you need to be good on the offensive line, but does that mean that you're going to, get where it's like a video game where you're going to get every single top player at his respective position? No, and I don't think you have to. Like, I think Kiffin has done a good job year over year when he was in Oxford of maximizing value out of the portal. When people talk about it, because Ole Miss has had money, but when people talk about it, they act like he just goes and gets the top guy. And occasionally he does, right? Like defensive a couple years ago, went and got Walter Nolan. Like that was a top guy in the portal. But he's done a really good job of finding these gems. And it's not just a Trinidad Chambliss, but finding these guys and then utilizing them and making them fit what he does. And that's what I think we're going to see. So I think when January 2nd opens here in a couple of days, you're going to see some names where you're like, ooh, like, that's a pretty impressive. Like, it might not be a Nick Marsh, who I'm really high on coming out of Michigan State, but it might be like what's the kid from San Jose State, Danny Scudero, really like electric little playmaker, was one of the top receivers in the country this year at a lower level school. Can you fit him into your scheme? Offensively, I think he's going to find things that work. He's going to maximize his value. Defensively, I mean, Mike, you hit on this, but, like, you've got to go get a pass rush. Like, you have to go get a guy and go get at the quarterback. It's just, I think it's going to help Blake Baker too, because the pushback against Blake Baker so far through 2 years, and I'm not, we don't have to talk about Matt Hauser anymore or anything, but it's been the fact that you have to send more than 4. You have to dial up blitzes. And I think Baker's aggressive with how he schemes things up no matter what. But you got to find a guy on the field for LSU that can just go win a one-on-one matchup up front and beat the man in front of him and go get the quarterback. You just haven't had that. Braden Swinson did that last year. He was good at it. You had Ojolari a couple of years ago there as well, and BJ Ojolari. But you just haven't had
dominant.
You just haven't had that consistently, and you need that to help out some of the other really good players that you have on the back end. So I think offensively they're going to go. I think they're going to get some big name players. I think they're going to be in it for a guy like Sam Levitt to go play quarterback for him. I think they're going to be in it for a guy like Cam Coleman to come play wide receiver. If you have attrition in the running back room, Keywan Lacey's willing to come over. Keywan Lacey's a target right there. I think you're going to maximize your value on offense, and I think you're going to really spend some money defensively to try to shore up some of those holes in the defensive line. I think you need to spend at linebacker. That's one thing I would take away. You don't have the athletes at linebacker to play in space.
Yeah. What do you think?
So you got to go find that.
25 guys in the portal?
It's not 15 high school. I'll go at least 25.
Yeah.
God.
Yes, it feels high, but that's operating, 3 or 4 years ago. That would be high, and that's the norm. I think in total you're probably going to have 40 to 45 new players on this roster in 2026.
Yeah. Jared, you got something?
Yeah, so this isn't Lane's first time, obviously, at a really high-profile school. Obviously, he had the Tennessee job for a while, but this is his first time at this kind of school with this kind of landscape and what it is right now. As long as this is the landscape and things go the way they go with the portal and NIL and the movement of players, do you suspect that the way Lane, or we suspect him to go about it this year and heavily using the portal, do you suspect that this is going to be his way going forward? Or do you think that this is kind of what he's going to do early on and then get back to supplementing the roster with the portal? I guess if there's a better way to say it is we're seeing 15 of those high school guys, which you would imagine there's going to be less than 5, maybe less than 3 that have some sort of an impact on the team next year. Do you suspect that he's going to continue to try to go and find older, more experienced players because he has the resources and the ability to do it and get those guys on the field quicker to continue to fill out a roster? Or do you think he's going to continue to try to build this roster with the high school guys at a lower level, keep them there, and maybe you can keep that 10 to 15 in the program to be able to play when they're ready to go out there and play?
Yeah, I think he talked a little bit about this. Cole Kubelik might have asked him the question during the broadcast about, how do you balance that? And I think this year specifically, Jared, you're going to see obviously more portal names because of what you have to have. And you have to have guys that can play now. Most notably, to your point, I was in a conversation on our message board about this. Well, why can't you just start Lamar Brown and Richard Anderson day one? Maybe you can. And maybe those guys are just going to be freaks that can go play day one. I don't want to have to do that if I'm Lane Kiffin. I don't want to have to force these kids into a situation they're not ready for. That's why you go in the portal. So
and not just that, you can't do it like you said, but you can't expect to do that every year.
Exactly. You can't expect to do it. So I think it'll vary. I think it's always going to be, maybe it's not going on a limb. I will say there will always be more portal editions than high school editions. That's my prediction. But I do think that it's going to depend and vary on what the in-state talent, what that crop looks like year in, year out. 2025, 2026, there's some talent there. And especially in the quarterback ranks when you look at 2027 and what they got going forward. There's a lot of talent what you have there. But, you're going to cast out your net from a high school standpoint because at some point you have to build continuity. And I know I've said this multiple times already tonight, but it's one of those things where I just don't think it's realistic, and maybe this is what you're saying here, to go buy 3-4 starters in the offensive line every single year. At some point, you have to have a kid that you bring in day one. You feed him, you bulk him up, you get him in the weight room, you develop him, and he's your starting right guard for the next 2-3 years.
Right.
You have to have that. Now, does it mean that you don't utilize the portal for that? At certain positions, I think you have to have a high school base, and I would say it's in the trenches because of what those positions, what's the best way to put it? What they command on the open market, it's so elevated to what you can be able to pay a high schooler and then develop him into that and then have an inside track to retain him. So I think the trenches will be a place where you have to have that. I do think we're going to see more portal additions. Is it going to be always a disparity of 25 to 15 or 30 to 10? No. I think that number could come down to like 21-17, where you see maybe a closer balance as he gets into years 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. I throw this out there, too. I do think, look, as I'm thinking about roster and construction and I think about how the game is played and the number of players that are utilized throughout the year, I think the offensive line, because if it's done right, you're only using 5 to 6 a year. If it's done right. Like, if you got the guys, it's done right. So I think that spot, and they're all obviously at the certain spots. I think D-line, if it's done right, you're going to use a lot of those guys. You may use 4 to 6 to 7 of those guys, maybe 8 of those guys, right? I think the spots where you see a lot of the position get a chance to play is the spots where you have a better opportunity to build through the high school class. Now, what I mean that is, like, you may bring a guy in at a tackle position, and by the time he's ready to play, maybe he has slid down to a guard spot for whatever that reason may be. Maybe it happens the other way around. But I do think those are the spots where you have a chance to build through the high school rank. Why? Because there's a lot of those guys that play at once. And then when there's a lot of those guys that play at once, they don't all have to sit and wait for so long in their mindset, right? Mm-hmm. The other spots, there's so much of a high demand if you have the ability to be a high performing player, that it is so hard to keep those guys, those receivers, those quarterbacks, those DBs, those corners, those running backs. It's so hard to keep those guys in the stable because somebody else is willing to pay them so much. They're willing to pay them a king's ransom. And when that becomes the case, it's really hard to watch an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid just sit there and say, nah, I'm good. I'll sit here and not play.
Well, and, there's a lot of pushback from fans and people about, well, wait your turn. And I think a really good example of this, and I don't think this is any disrespect to the young man, Bernard Causey came in 2 years ago and played DBs out of New Orleans area, really good high school football player, all this kind of stuff. Like, Causey comes in, right, sits, really didn't have a future, to be honest with you, at LSU in 2025. So he would have been a sophomore this year and really have not played any significant snaps. What does he do? To your point, talented player, electric player, doesn't maybe take the money, but goes and gets snaps. And he's one of the best defenders in the entire Sun Belt Conference playing at Georgia State this past year. So it's not just the money they can command. Snaps are valuable because you really can't get to a point where you're entering year 3 and sometimes even year 2, but year 3 really, maybe that redshirt sophomore season, and you really haven't played any significant ball. Like, you haven't done anything on the field. That's when you have to really drop down maybe to an FCS level. So at those positions you talk about, if you're a safety, a corner, a wide receiver, like you're seeing it with Kylan Buyout right now. I think he's a talented young man. He's entering the portal because why? He hasn't gotten any snaps, and maybe he's going to be recruited over. Maybe Teron Francis is better than him, and he's going to play. So what's he doing? Hey, I don't have any snaps. I've got to go somewhere and go get snaps, and maybe I can come back. It's not always the kid can't play at the level. It's a mixture of the room, it's the coach, it's all these different factors that go into it, like you mentioned, to where now you're either getting paid or you're looking for snaps. And it's that is the one thing that Kiffin, I think, has done a good job at in supplementing some things, at finding where you can go on your roster and we can add a veteran presence or we can add a young guy with upside, and being able to have those conversations with him, having a staff that can have those conversations about what's realistic. What's our plan for you here? What do we see you as? Where are you on the pecking order of what we want to do? And to your point, too, like this, I guess my last point about this situation, to your point, experience is the best teacher. I think anybody knows that. At this point in time, because of how visible some of these kids are when they come out of high school and their opportunities, if you're getting recruited by and you end up landing at a school like LSU, one of those top 10 to 15 to 20 type schools in the country, and honestly even lower. But let's just, for this conversation, let's just talk about those 20, right? If you end up landing at one of those schools because of how visible you are by the time you get to that spot, all of these kids have NFL dreams. They didn't just say, oh, I just want to go play in college and I want to be done. They all have NFL dreams. So if it's not the money that's giving them their next opportunity, the opportunity to get out there and get experience to play, and even if it's getting back to an LSU type school, it may not be the same one you started at, but if it's getting the opportunity to get back to one of those schools,
those kids want to take it. It is so hard to sit here and watch that kind of player sit on a bench. They just don't do it today.
Yeah, and with agents in kids' ears about what's best for them, sometimes you have what you talked about. That's the good advice, right? Like, hey, if you sit here for another year, I mean, I know I'm going back to this one example, but Bernard Cause is a great example. If he'd have sat here, he'd have wasted a year of eligibility. He couldn't redshirt again. So now he goes over there, and I don't know if he's planning on it or if he has. He can re-enter the portal, and it may not be an LSU, but let's say Kentucky needs a corner. Oh, that kid, man, he was a 4-star out of New Orleans, and he went to LSU, maybe didn't get playing time, but then went to Summit. Like, it's all optics, too. And I say this a lot, too, of why kids are willing to take the chance. Because experience is not only the best teacher, it's one of the most valuable tools in the portal. Because your star ranking and your projectability are only going to last you, I say, maybe 2 stops. And that's really the first stop that's a high Power 4 school and that G5 level. Once you get past that first G5 school, the star ranking has kind of lost its luster. And that's one thing that I think is really important. I know we've kind of gone off on a tangent here, but it's really important to educate these kids on is I don't care if you were a 4-star, like you're now in year 3 and you've never played. So we don't know what you are, really, and truthfully. And now you've spent 2 years in the college system. So it's a crazy time. It's going to be wild. I think Kiffin and them utilize things very well. And I'm never a just, trust me, bro type of person with coaches and everything. But I think, in my opinion, Kiffin has earned the benefit of the doubt. Like, they're going to spend wisely. They're going to value everything. Yeah. I love the fact that, and it's not a knock on the previous regime and Austin Thomas and what they did. But I like the fact that he and Billy Glasscock got there you go. Have fun with that one. I like the fact that those 2 guys came in and they put their own valuations on these players because that's what really matters. You can't go off someone else's. You got to scout these guys on yourself, get your department in there and see what you value them at because it might be different and might be different for what you want to do.
Right. Lloyd, you got one?
And that's what it feels like they've done with the offensive line. It's been an evaluation of the talent and everybody has kind of been, I guess, looking through peeking through the looking glass of this is a monetary evaluation as opposed to a talent evaluation. We talked about it a little bit before the show. It's like, how can you be 6'8", 345 pounds and have 5 of them and they're all bad? And so now it feels like, all right, you can go to the portal and get an evaluation of what you think you're worth and what you can get. But from our end, you're not, whatever you were getting paid, that's not what it's going to be. We cut it in half. And from that same end of the portal, whenever you look at the offensive line, and then I would say, this is just going back to the bowl game, they need to add more than I thought on the defensive side, especially the linebacker room. Like, that was tough to watch.
Yeah. It's bad.
It was bad. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It's really, like, outside of Whit Weeks, I don't think
he better come back.
Linebacker on that team.
Right.
In the SEC play, I don't know if you have a playable linebacker. Like, seriously.
Keys.
And that includes a Devon Keys, who I think is a high-floor player, but does not possess the mobility and athleticism to play in pass coverage.
Yeah, well, you saw that.
He's not.
You saw that when Witt went out. He got picked on a lot by tight ends, by running backs, by whoever was out in routes. He got picked on.
And that tight end's really good, by the way.
Correct.
Like, that's a really good player they have. But yeah, to your point,
it's Houston.
No, they got talent. Houston's got some money.
They won 10 games this year, Lloyd.
Yeah.
44.
It's not the old Houston, but
number 44.
Okay,
he's 5'8", 135 pounds. He ran roughshod over LSU.
Gave me flashbacks to Guggenheim from Nichols.
Yeah, go get him out the portal. Where's he? He's teaching fucking physical ed.
It's you know what? Last year he probably a grad assistant. Last year
he is at Nichols, by the way.
Of course,
I knew it. Yeah. I knew it. Last year obviously we got in the portal. It was a lot of hype. They hit on a lot of the defensive guys. Didn't hit on a lot of the offensive guys.
I think that would be coaching.
There was a lot of things that obviously were factors into that. But it feels like this transfer portal cycle is
portal. I like that.
It's a tough one. It's going to be a little bit more exciting because you've seen the head coach you've seen the track record, you've seen him have success, you've seen him get guys in and develop these guys and obviously win with these guys. I mean, Ole Miss wasn't supposed to do anything this year, and now they're in the quarterfinals of the postseason. So it feels like you got a little bit more hope. At least it's not just going to be about, hey, our ranking. Hey, we're going to go get all the guys. We're going to have a high portal ranking. It's like, hey, we're going to have that, but we also have a guy that knows how to develop and put the pieces in his offense and on his team together to where that they had the most success.
It's like Jared said, these kids have two things on their mind, and I don't blame them. How can I get to the next level, and how can I get paid right now? And I don't blame you. That's what the environment is with college football. And there arguably has not been anybody better at doing those things or putting them on the platform to have that opportunity than Lane Kiffin. Like, LSU fans can talk back to Ole Miss fans. Ole Miss fans can talk about whatever they can. It's going to be a great rivalry. I'm glad they're permanent opponents. Next year's game is going to be nuts. But I think everyone can concede the fact that whether you're an Ole Miss fan that hates Lane Kiffin right now, or you're an LSU fan that thinks he's the greatest coach ever and he's the best coach in college football, whatever you think, he has done a remarkable job of giving players the platform within his offense, specifically offensively, to go out there and showcase why they should play on Sundays.
Yeah.
And whether it works or not, to me, that's out of his control. Like, he's not the guy going in the building on Sundays, and throughout the week in the NFL. But some of these players, and I'm not saying they're not talented, but he's taking them at the level they're at, putting them in his offense, and utilizing the best of their strengths for the greater good of the team, and it's working. And you're seeing guys get drafted. I mean, like, in all seriousness, and this is not a knock on him, did anyone really think, and maybe you guys did and I was wrong, that Jackson Dart was going to be like a true potential guy at quarterback in the NFL?
No.
Before 2025, before 2024.
No.
Like, going into senior season, I didn't. But Dart, I mean, he looks... he's gonna be a backup at least. Like, he looks, he's a good football player. Like, it's just those things that I think he does so well. And to your point, kids notice that in the portal. And I think it's a lot of just like what is there to sell?
Yeah.
Like, I think I said this on the show 2 weeks ago. I think that it's the easiest pitch in college football. It's LSU, it's the SEC, it's the biggest NIL branding in the country. Now, do teams have more money? Yes, Oregon has more money. But in terms of what LSU is like an athletic department does and their NILSU and all this stuff, it's arguably top three, if not the biggest, in what they can do. We're going to elevate your brand. We're going to put you on a national stage. You're going to be playing 9 conference games next year, plus a marquee game against Clemson in the opener. We're going to be gunning for a playoff. You have one of the most marketable coaches in college football that's going to constantly be pushing his narrative in this team. What else do you want?
Right.
I'm not saying you come in with this cocky attitude, but I think you are kind of like the outlaw. You're in the wild, wild west of what this is in the portal. LSU's the outlaw walking in that thinks they're it. Like,
no doubt.
Why shouldn't you be?
And embrace that.
You've got everything you would want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Lane Kiffin sang LSU's praise before he even put on purple and gold, right?
Right. Correct.
You got 9
what did he say
LSU to one of the biggest contracts as well.
Yeah, what did he say when he led up to the game against LSU? They've got the 3 highest paid defensive backs out of the portal?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Like, he said that back in September. So
he was jealous.
Just those things everybody knows.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Bryce, I know you got to go. One last question before you go. College football playoff restarts.
Oh, please, help us hit a parlay.
Quarterfinal. I don't even know if I'm doing this, but quarterfinals start on New Year's Eve with Miami against Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. Give me who's going to be in the semifinals between all the matchups.
All right, I'm just going to pick the matchups right off the top of my head.
Yeah, Oregon, Texas Tech.
Oregon. Oh, no, Texas Tech.
Ooh.
Texas Tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got that
Tech.
one?
I like Texas Tech.
Alabama, Indiana.
Indiana.
Okay.
Agree.
Ole Miss, Georgia.
Georgia.
Miami, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
I want to pick Miami.
I want to pick Miami, too.
I love Miami in this one. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I really think that's going to be the one upset.
I do, too. I do, too.
To your point, Jared, I think I said this 2 weeks in the show. Miami had the best chance out of, like, week one, playoff week one's teams to run the table and win those 4 games because I think they had the most talent on paper. And that game in College Station was really weird. But
it got so windy early.
Ohio State blinks. If that Miami's defense is really good.
Well, that's
Marcel Reed and them pissed down their leg. Akeem Messidor, Ruben Bain, those guys are really, really good.
Well, and that's what makes me think.
They have some legitimate playmakers on the offensive side too.
Correct. And that's what
experienced quarterback.
Good.
Yeah. We know C.J. Daniels are very aware. No touchdowns.
But that's what makes me feel like they're getting upset because watching Ohio State play against Indiana's good, but Indiana's defense shut down Ohio State. Right. I think Miami's defense may be better or at least more talented than Indiana's defense. So I like that upset. It's 9.5-point spread. I like them covering that for sure.
We don't know.
What's the spread on Texas Tech, Oregon?
Oregon's favored by 2.5.
What are the other spreads?
Indiana's favored by 7 over Alabama, and Georgia's favored by 6.5 against Ole Miss.
Wow. Teaser. 3-team teaser.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be good, though. I'm hoping you don't have any blowouts like you had in round 1 with the group of 5. I think that argument's pretty the group of 5 teams have not done themselves any
Who's going to play quarterback for LSU in 2026?
If I had to put money on it?
Yes.
God, I hope it's C.J. Bailey. I love C.J. Bailey.
Look, you got me on this train, too.
The Lane train.
The Lane train.
Sorsby's most likely going to Texas Tech, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Seem to be the
Correct.
thing.
I don't want him anyway. Go. Boo.
I'll throw Sam Levitt as that name.
I think Sam Levitt's going to go to Penn State.
Happen with Trinidad Chambliss.
Why would you
If
go
Chambliss
there?
gets the waiver, I'm going Chambliss.
Yeah, agreed.
If it's not Chambliss, I guess I'll go Sam Levitt.
I think he's going to go to Penn State and follow Campbell over there.
Gross. Let's go see where all the bodies are buried.
That's what I mean. Penn State.
I hate how Matt Campbell wears his hat.
Me too.
I know, but that makes a lot of sense. You know, you're going to go with some familiarity. You're going to go to a bigger school, but maybe you say, hey, well, I don't know. Because
Quick pivot. Never mind.
He follows.
No. I say follow. He's not following anybody, but I know that there was a lot of conversation early that he was going to go out there to Penn State, like when he put his name in the portal, and then Campbell got the job there, and it just feels like you look at what Campbell did with quarterbacks at Iowa State, right?
Do you think Rocco Beck follows his head coach out there? That would be.
I don't know. I don't know if Campbell wants Rocco Beck to follow him, if I'm being honest.
Purbuella go back to Penn State?
Maybe. Maybe. Well, no, we'll find out. But I think LSU's going to get at least 2 guys out the portal, maybe 3.
Yeah. DJ Lagway going to be starting for Mikey next year.
Listen. I think DJ Lagway is very talented.
Why don't you apologize to him now?
I don't like what I've heard about him and his work ethic. We've already gone through this whole song and dance of like, a quarterback doesn't work hard. I don't want any of that shit over here, whether it's true or not.
Hard, Mikey, I just want you to say it publicly. Who doesn't work hard?
That was a rumor. They said DJ?
You want to say it again?
They say DJ Lagway does not have a good work ethic. That was a rumor.
I mean, Garrett Nussmeier got fat.
And then
AJ
they said,
Swan's in the portal. Perfect,
and they say Garrett Nussmeier didn't have a high work ethic, and I'm not sure if that's true or not. But regardless, those rumors are flying out.
He said it out loud. He said it himself. He said it to fucking Gordon McKernan.
Clip it, chat.
Yeah.
He not ready to say, I'll show up about 9:15. Like, yeah, I've been awake for 5 hours, Garrett.
I don't love that. Anyway. We'll find out Friday.
Whenever he's gone, he'll go get undrafted, and his daddy will pick him, and that'll be fine. It's
Friday
over.
is going to be interesting to see what happens. It feels like there's a lot lined up. So
give me Seneca Wallace from Iowa State.
Seneca Wallace, yeah.
Thanks for not making me talk about Tyler Shuck and the Saints.
No,
They did ask you.
I was going to get there, but I know you got to go.
You don't like him, do you?
Had to be a very disappointing year for y'all. I know it's tough.
I think I've been on the show for 3 years now, and at the end of every single season, I've said I'm no longer a Falcons fan. And then the next fall, I get myself hyped.
Hey, but you know what? This is the most hype, or this is the most anticipated offseason the Saints have had in a long time because of Tyler Shuck.
Go Hawks! Give us their pick. Pelicans want the number 1 pick. That's what we need.
There you go.
Trae Young. Let's get the Pelicans number 1 pick.
There you go.
Good luck.
Appreciate you guys. Hope you had a great Christmas and a good New Year. We'll talk next week.
Yep. Talk next week, dude. Appreciate you.
Good luck to Michael Penis.
Jesus Christ. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
Thank you.
Those stuff you say, and you say I can't say what I said. Like that's the audacity.
Oh, the unmitigated gall.
The audacity. The gall. The cojones on you.
The huevos.
The huevos.
All right, good show. See y'all.
Yeah, good show. No, look, obviously there's really, at this point, I think the bowl game was just kind of a moot deal. Like, you don't really want to look too much into that because you don't know how many of those guys are going to be back on this team next year to evaluate, like, oh, this is what they did in the bowl game. This is what we have coming back. Which you could look at, you can say, okay, you got Trey Green, obviously, superstar, right? He's going to be back. And then you look on the offensive side, you want Harlan Berry back, and I guess you'd want Kyle Parker back because you have.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
You know, those guys. I mean, I don't know if Harlan Berry's going to come back, but out of the offensive side, that's probably what you want. Defensively, all the starters are out. Cooley's
okay.
You want him back probably.
Sure. Jordan
but,
Gilbert,
but you're right. Maybe death
looks
piece.
great in the uniform.
Both cornerbacks. You obviously want both cornerbacks back.
Yeah. If Pickett or Berry leaves or Trey leaves, then it's DEFCON 5. You hit the
Out of those three guys, the most likely to leave is Harlan Berry.
Berry.
Yeah. I don't think Pickett's going anywhere. I don't think Trey Green is going anywhere.
No.
But
God, I can't wait for Trey Green to be in a real offense.
Friday's going to be
unbelievable how good he's been despite everybody's lack of effort. Let's get Bauer Sharp the ball more.
Yeah.
You know how bad you have to be for them to identify you on kickoff and be like, you know who can't catch it? Probably Bauer Sharp.
By the way, they should have got the onside kick.
Yeah, they should have.
Why is
Bauer Sharp out there again?
No, Cooley was the one who touched it first.
I know.
Why is there safety out there?
Because we're out of players.
I guess.
I mean, he's never been on kick in his life.
That's the hands
It's
team.
so funny listening to Lloyd give like a rational side and then like the straight up true fan side of his mindset and his brain working like all at the same time. Like Lloyd is literally sitting there telling you we are out of players, but then he's over there at the same point just bashing whoever they had in a spot to catch the ball. Like, this is hilarious.
Bauer Sharp caught a fair game. He tiptoed out of catch the ball out of bounds. You know the rules. I would hope I know the rules. 1 foot inbounds, 1 foot out of bounds on the 35. Instead, you fair catch and you toe tap. Yeah. Get the fuck out my game.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. I forgot about that.
I mean, he's just getting his brain is soup.
Yeah.
Why don't you go hurdle somebody?
He can do that.
Southeastern.
Let's
nice pick to Sage Ryan last year. Good throw.
Let's stay on the college football playoff conversation because we're not going to have a show on Wednesday, obviously, because it's New Year's Eve.
Oh, I will.
In the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I will not. We will not.
You want to come by?
No.
Come on.
No.
Why?
In the morning?
No, it was 24 hours.
A 24-hour stream. I forgot about that.
Just come, or can we FaceTime you at least?
Yeah,
Zoom?
maybe.
A little baseball?
Yeah, maybe. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Jared, in?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
No, just a Zoom.
Yeah.
Just a Zoom.
No, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there in person. Open the door for me.
All right.
4 games.
87-18.
Obviously, 4 games. One start. You have 1 game New Year's Eve. That's Miami, Ohio State, and you got 3 games on New Year's Day. Love that format. I remember when the first year of the playoffs. That was probably one of the most entertaining playoffs they've had. But it was you had
Did you
all
ever
the games
think you
on
would
New Year's.
clamor for the BCS again?
I'm not clamoring for the BCS.
I am kind of.
I do not
do you
want the
remember the
BCS.
announcements? I remember when LSU got announced into the 2007.
Yeah, I do not want the BCS back.
It might have been the right way to do it, but no, you're right. This is a fun time because I mean it's a waste of time.
Because you're hungover on New Year's Day usually.
Yeah.
And so you have 3 really good games on New Year's Day. It was it's
Little
great.
Xanax.
I mean, Jesus, for you maybe.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Little Chinese food.
Not for me. All right.
What's your go-to hangover meal? I feel like you don't get hungover all that often.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I used to. I don't drink like I used to. You know. So I don't.
Yeah, you're an adult.
I don't get to that. I like a good burger.
Mm-hmm.
Like burger and fries.
Cane's?
Chick-fil-A is great. Cane's is great. Popeyes is great.
Popeyes is fine.
Pizza is great as a hangover meal.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza's great too.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of leave it out.
Yeah, you can keep going back and forth. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You don't have to eat pizza's good.
Cold, hot.
Yeah, sometimes if you let the chicken fingers, from
Yeah.
Cane's get cold, you're like, damn, now I gotta go put them in the air fryer. It's a lot of work.
No,
you know?
yeah.
Damn, y'all sloppy as hell. That's definitely not what
This
I'm
is very
about.
white of us.
But anyway.
Look, for my dad's birthday, we did a, Blue Stop? What is it called? The Blue Market?
Store.
Blue Store. He wanted it cold.
Interesting.
Cold fried chicken is delicious, but I prefer it hot first.
The man knows what he wants, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
That's it.
I mean, he's just living
Was
it up.
that a hangover meal or was that just the birthday?
Hey.
You know what? I'm going to do this a little different.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, when you hit 70,
Yeah.
you kind of rule the roost. And you're in the hospital again. Man can't walk. So I think he just assumed it would be cold regardless at some point. So he's like, you know what, just give it to me cold.
Does Ole Miss have a chance?
No.
You don't think so?
I think they would with Lane. There's too much back and forth. You can't have your staff fly. Who's paying for these flights?
I mean,
Is it Ole Miss? LSU's paying. I mean, Lane wants them to win. He get $250,000.
Whatever private plane is going to get them, sure.
I know, but with who?
Sure, they're saying, hey, we'll
Miss?
take care of the fuel.
Right. Ole Miss should.
No, I think LSU should probably pick it.
No, I don't want to send them over there.
If they're coming back to LSU,
yeah, I'll pay for that part.
yeah, and then Ole Miss probably pay them back for
Okay,
back. Maybe I don't know.
Me either.
I don't know. 6.5 points. Georgia's defense looks really. I mean, Georgia looks.
I
like
think I have a future on Georgia to win the whole thing.
I think Georgia, out of all the teams,
Brought to you by FanDuel.
may look the most impressive.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. And look, they've been a lot better. Obviously, the defense has come on really strong. The offense has gotten better, if you will. But they're not exactly a super high-octane offense. Is there any worry at all about the little bit of delay the little bit of time off that they've had and if they'll hit the ground running?
A little bit.
Georgia talking about.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
you saw it last year. Not with Georgia in particular, but just the playoff in general.
Right.
Like
All the
Oregon ran into Ohio State,
correct.
and it was like, oh, they look fresh.
Correct.
And Oregon looked rusty.
What Ole Miss does when they're right and they're playing well is they're going to score points and they're
Right.
going to move. So if they're doing that in this game and Georgia comes out slow, does that give Ole Miss a chance?
They'll probably hop
think
out.
so.
I'll do.
I don't think it's gonna. It's definitely not gonna be as high scoring as the first matchup was.
Or the LSU game.
What?
The LSU bowl game.
Oh yeah, but we're not talking about the LSU.
I know, but I'm just saying bowl games in general. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Well, right. But this is. I mean, this is a little different.
Ole Miss first half.
What is the line?
Probably Ole Miss plus 3.5.
Do you know?
I can check.
I mean,
That Georgia's been to Jared's
a
point.
slow-
They've been
a
a
slow
notorious
start.
slow starter.
Well, we tried to do that last time in the parlay, and that did not work. That did not work. I do think Ole Miss has a chance. I mean, I do. I think Georgia is
I
the
thought
better
they could
team.
win the whole thing if they had Lane.
I think Georgia, maybe.
They're good.
But I think Georgia wins. I think it's going to be a close game until the fourth quarter, and I think Georgia wins by 10 points.
13.5.
That's kind of what I feel.
Is that where the line sits at, 13.5?
No, 6.5 is the line.
6.5.
Yeah.
I'm checking the FanDuel account brought to you by FanDuel.
Yeah,
I
I
know-
don't know if the scoreboard will actually reflect the pull away, but I think the second half belongs kind of to Georgia in that situation. Maybe even like back half of the third quarter through the fourth quarter is kind of pull away.
Talent wins out.
But yeah, I think that's where
It's
gonna
just
go.
for me offensively for Ole Miss. I think offensively they're like with Lane, without Lane. I think offensively they're gonna put up a good game plan, but I think it's the other side of it, right? Kirby Smart going against them for the second time in the year. I don't believe that. I believe Kirby Smart's gonna have a different game plan, and it's gonna look a little different. And they're not going to give up however many points, 48 points or however many points they give up to Ole Miss the first time.
Ole Miss plus 3.5 first half.
So you're right.
Hate that for
It's
myself.
like you've bet before.
It's not an addiction, but it is a crutch.
Yeah. So I like Georgia covering that. What about you, Jared?
You like Georgia covering the 6.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them covering. I don't know if it'll actually be up to 10 though. I don't know if I truly believe it'll be a two-digit game, a double-digit game, but I do think they cover that. And like I said, I think there is a legitimate pull away that you can see happening. I'm just not sure that the scoreboard will actually show that and say that.
At the end of the game, I think people are looking at it like, okay, damn, this was a good game. Like Ole Miss played well. They're not going to look at Ole Miss and say, oh, damn, they got blown out of their doors blown off. But
31-17.
That's what you think it's going to be. Okay. The Oregon-Texas Tech game is very interesting to me.
I barely watched Texas Tech, but when I did, it's been very impressive.
I think Texas Tech's defense is really good.
A lot of white.
And I don't know. Like I like Oregon's quarterback a lot. Their tight end's an absolute monster. He's a matchup nightmare for everybody. Sadiq, right?
He's the best player on their team.
I mean, he is a stud.
He's not.
I just don't know. I don't know how sold I am on Oregon. I don't know why.
I'm with you.
I don't know why I feel that way. I think Texas Tech wins.
It'll be interesting if they do. It'll be fun.
I think Texas Tech
If Dante Moore's in his bag, Oregon wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people are going to look at the second half of that game
So-
against James Madison and go, "Oh, frauds." And it's
Well,
like,
yeah, but that was
me
like the
playing.
third string quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing: Texas Tech's defense, like a lot of their NIL money went to their defensive
Defensive
line,
line.
right? So they have a really good defensive line. Obviously, they have the Big
Could
12
fuck
Player
up
of
a
the
football
Year,
game real quick.
no doubt. And their linebacker is obviously the Big 12 Player of the Year. He's having a monster season. So,
Jacob.
yeah, I mean, if they can make it uncomfortable for Dante Moore without having to bring a whole bunch of pressure, I think Texas Tech.
Yeah, I
can
think
win.
that one gets squirrely.
Yeah.
I would take Texas Tech in that.
Yeah.
But what do we know? We haven't gotten anything.
We haven't
right
gotten
all
anything
year,
right.
So
Alabama, Indiana, 7 points
Indiana.
to cover.
I just don't believe in Alabama.
Let me ask you this question, and I'm not.
I don't either.
Which game is first? Which game happens first? Is it the Alabama Indiana game, or is it the
On New Year's Day,
in order of I don't know which day? they're playing, that's why-
Miami, Ohio State's the first game on New Year's Eve.
That's Wednesday.
Okay,
That's
let me
Wednesday.
tell you what. Here's my call right here. If Miami beats Ohio State, Alabama will beat Indiana.
Why?
Oh.
That's where I'm at.
Why is
on
that?
this one. Because it's been said all year that this that this vaunted Ohio State defense and that team and how they played was so incredibly great all year. Remember, this is the same team that beat a experience-less Arch Manning in the horseshoe to start the year, so no experience, starting the year, and they only beat him 14-7 at that point, right?
Oh.
And now you have the Heisman candidate who was on that team, and look, he played well. But they played this Indiana team, and there wasn't much going on there. So my point to this is if I think this Miami team can go out there and show that they can play in this situation, I think that Alabama can move the ball. Like, they're not going to run it very well at all. But if they can somehow protect Simpson and they can throw it, and I know they can do that, I think they go out there and win that ball game against Indiana. I just do.
Okay, so if Miami loses to Ohio State, you think
No,
Indiana
if
wins?
Miami beats Ohio
I know,
State,
I know.
I think that, okay, if they lose,
Yeah, so I'm flipping that. Yeah, if Miami loses to Ohio State on that
I
first
think it's
game,
still a toss-up. I'm not very convinced at that point. But if Miami beats Ohio State, I am very convinced that Alabama can and will go out and beat Indiana.
okay. I think I like Indiana in the game. I don't know. I'm on the Indiana bandwagon. I really like their quarterback. Obviously, Cignetti's doing well. I'm with Lloyd. I'm not bought in Alabama.
And then he leaves to go to where?
Who?
The coach gets fired. DeBoer.
No, DeBoer's not getting fired now. There's nowhere for him to go.
There's nowhere to left.
Yeah, there's nowhere for him to go. And that would be all the games. Alabama,
Did
Indiana.
Michigan hire? Oh, what? Did that happen on purpose?
Kyle Whittingham.
Did he just retired?
He retired. They fired him at Utah.
No, he left.
No, he was about to move up into like an administration role.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wonder if it was like wheels were in motion or they just got
No,
lucky.
don't give Michigan that much credit.
I can't. I mean,
Don't give Michigan that much credit. They got lucky.
if I'm Bryce Underwood, I'm still.
I think Bryce is staying.
I think that just feels like very ironclad.
I was wrong about C.J. Bailey. He's not in the portal.
But he just whispers about the portal.
That's what I read. See, you got to read the whole directions.
You gotta
can't
read-
just can't just read the front line. You got to read all the
I
directions.
can put this together.
You got to read all the directions before you make a decision on that. But yeah, he is. There's whispers about it. I would imagine that.
I mean, if
Why would it? It's not going to hurt him to say, "Hey, let me just go see.
see,
Let me see what I can get."
I'm gonna put some feelers out.
Yeah.
Like, if Kejuan Lacey is getting $1.8 million to stay at Ole Miss, what's the quarterback going to get for 1 year?
Well, if
$8?
Cam Coleman's getting $2 million, which obviously he's a stud, first round pick.
Yeah, but this
receiver.
quarterback
This
is
a quarterback.
very important.
Correct.
Like, how much of your budget is allocated toward quarterback? Like $10 million?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that answer.
How much would you pay?
4, 5.
6, 7.
Depends on how good.
Is for A or for the absolute top of the market?
The best one.
I mean, it depends on how many years you're getting him.
I think you're probably scratching that 4, that 3.5 to 4, maybe even somewhere around 5.
And if you
range.
get him for like, if you have a guy who's coming in for 2 years,
Right, no,
then
I think it's
that's
all
the 8.
1
That's
year.
the 8. Yeah, if it's a 1 year deal, I think you're getting $3.5, $4 million a year. for the top quarterbacks in the portal.
C.J. Bailey would give $5 million to.
I mean, they gave Darian Mensah at Duke like $4 million.
3.5.
Yeah.
I mean, Garrett Nussmeier got 3.
So
He didn't even play.
yeah. All right. So you want to put a parlay in? I'm not gonna put it in right now, but like we'll talk about it and then I'll just put it in after the show.
No Wednesday show. Friday show?
Friday show.
Oh.
We're gonna have to recap it, and it'll be.
I'll be on my wit's end.
Right. At least you won't take a nap. You'll be right into it.
I'll be here.
You'll be right into it. Exactly. But I mean, that's when the portal opens. We'll talk about it, and then
because I do think it's going to be hot and heavy quickly.
Games. Oh, I mean, it's the minute it opens.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what we're doing.
The way Lane operates, it feels like the minute it opens, you're gonna see a flurry of like whatever his emoji is gonna be that we got somebody.
It's just different.
Is gonna be a lot of that.
Does that make you feel a little oogie?
What?
That it's whatever's done is already done.
I don't think it's all done, but I think that they have a pretty good idea of how it's going to start.
8 to 10 guys
how
that
it's
are
gonna
already
start.
going to be.
Does that make you feel oogie? No. I mean, I think that's everyone's doing that. So if you're not doing that, it would make me feel that way.
Yeah, I agree. But they're also going to do the thing where it's like, oh, look at LSU operating in the shadows again.
Who gives a shit?
I don't.
Here's the deal.
I'm ready to wear the Bobcat.
At this point, you're Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Just embrace being the villain, dude. Like,
yeah, I mean, I say embrace that at this point, but I think everybody knows inside the game that this is what's going on, and it's either get low or get left.
Correct.
It is what it is at this point. Correct. Until there's some kind of outside governing body, NCAA, that comes in and says this is how this thing's going to be run and this is what's going to happen, it ain't going to change.
Yeah, you go low, I go to hell.
Hey, Cam.
Yeah, dude, Cam's been on fire.
Oh, whoa! You got a little too much dip on your chip. Relax. Take it easy.
He got old buddy. What was that? Your boy from Opelousas?
Who?
The wide receiver. That plays for the Bills.
Keon Coleman. That wasn't Keon Coleman.
Coleman, yeah.
Was that Coleman that got in his face?
No, he didn't get in his face. But I'm saying, like, Cam started talking about him, and then he's like, he's been inactive for 4 games after that. He's like, you like your cookies? Because once he put him in public, it was like, damn. I mean, he does seem a little. Look, it's just Louisiana. It's fun until it's not.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that situation. So
he was a superstar. They loved him.
I mean, I know that part of it, but like why he hasn't been playing, like
he's probably a little.
I'm sure he's doing rookie stuff late, not showing up on time. I think
things you hate,
things that you just can't do.
You gotta be a pro.
Gotta be a pro. All right, Lloyd.
Speaking of,
yes.
Mistake of the day.
Yes.
Brought to you by me.
Yes.
It is the mistake of the day today. I do have it. Let's see. I think I already put it in here. Hold on. I do have it right here. Woody Johnson. Ever heard of him?
Oh, I know exactly what you're going for.
He did right a wrong, but he was wrong in the first place. A Christmas Day report from the New York Post claims that the team had previously invited season ticket holder Ashley Castano-Gervasi to take part in a $100,000 field goal challenge during halftime of Sunday's game against the AFC East leading New England Patriots. The Jets are dog water. Like, real bad.
Yep.
And they can't figure it out. The outlet reports that Castano-Gervasi, who attended games in honor of her late father, was invited to participate in a competition that ultimately landed her the chance, along with 2 other finalists, to kick a field goal that would have netted her $100,000 in prize money. The woman, however, tells the Post that the Jets called her on Monday and uninvited her. The reason?
She was a soccer player.
The team says she's not eligible because she's a varsity coach of a local high school soccer team. For their part, the Jets claims the following rules. In accordance with competition rules and regulations, one individual who successfully made the qualifying kick will not be able to advance to the final stage of the challenge, the team told the Post in a statement. The statement added, "We understand disappointment associated with this and have made an effort to provide an alternative benefit to show our they're terrified she's going to make it."
Right, correct. And then they re-invited her and she missed it.
Yep.
Yeah. Pat McAfee talked about it today. They were prepared.
Oh, I'm sure.
Game day, he's like, we were gonna get her to come kick.
He still should.
He's like, we were gonna get if they didn't do that, we were gonna get her to kick in the Rose Bowl for. I guess that's where they're gonna be for the playoff.
Yeah.
So he was like, we're gonna do it.
I think he's doing Cotton Bowl and Rose Bowl. and PJ life.
Yeah, it's
Well,
makes it
that's
a lot
scummy.
easier.
How would he?
Yeah, I mean, what
that's a scumbag move.
It's a scumbag
I thought you were going to talk about all the. Never mind. We're not going to get to that.
What?
All the fake daycares they have in Minnesota. Have you been seeing that?
That is wild.
Wild. I thought that's the mistake of the day.
That's just
a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
It's
They
just
just
a failure on the government.
Correct.
Correct.
Hey, I
would like to be a part of that.
You have 102 children. No, we have 0 children, but we're getting $2.5 million
give me my
a year.
$2 million.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
crazy. Wow, dude, that's a mistake of the day too. All right, curtain call.
And that was the man that played football or coached football, right? Isn't he the governor?
Tim Walz.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he coached football either.
uh-uh.
They really tried.
One of the numbers went back to his office.
Minnesota doing it.
What a disaster. Okay, go ahead. Curtain call.
My curtain call is to, I don't know if I'm the only one that's interested in this. I cannot be more enamored by the Pop-Tart Bowl. It was one
Why do you like it so much?
It's just so much fun. It's never, there's endless entertainment. Like, they should never go to commercial. It's just so much everything.
They've
hacked it.
in the new age of the bowl games don't matter. They make it.
That's
make it
it was
entertaining.
appointment television for me.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just so much. It really is.
Great.
It's the second, aside from a national championship, I'd like to go to the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Okay.
It really is the most fun.
The Cheez-It Bowl was trying to do that, but the Pop-Tart Bowl
Just claimed
took it. Yep.
Because the Cheez-It was fun.
Yeah. Right.
And then Brian, that's the coolest thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
He ate the Cheez-It off the ground.
Yeah.
And he got on Ozempic.
And he wasn't hungry anymore for the
Yeah,
Cheez-It?
that's exactly
Yeah,
right.
that's what it
He
is.
wasn't hungry for a W either.
No.
But keep your receipts.
He wasn't eating them like Jameis Winston. Jared, you got a curtain call?
I do have a curtain call. Why do we not listen, Lloyd? I threw it in there. I don't know if you got a chance to see it yet, but it's got to go to Cody Ford for me. If you don't know who Cody Ford is, he is an offensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals who also plays with one Joe Burrow. Listen, if no one knows how football goes and how this thing goes, is you get a lot of defensive tackles. I don't know, linebackers sometimes. You get a lot of linemen sometimes who, if you don't know this, sometimes they were not always that size. Sometimes they were not always that big. And sometimes a lot of those guys play position and skill position spots at a younger age. So a lot of times throughout the course of the year, you get these guys clamoring in the coach's ears about, hey, I just want to touch, throwing it to him. Him throwing it to him, and then the play you got to watch after was crazy to watch.
Great hands.
And if you get a chance, there's another angle where you get to see Joe's face, and it's priceless. Right? Like, this is the kind of things you get with 1 to 2 weeks left in the season and your team's out of the playoff race. You start seeing stuff like this put in and put into play, and it's pretty fun to watch. I will say that.
I mean, he threw it, great hands. That cornerback had to be like, ain't no way this guy's getting the ball.
Exactly.
And then he got the ball thrown to him. He's like,
had to be like, man, come on, dog. Let's not do this.
and then he's like, oh, shit, now I got to go tackle this. Look at him. This cornerback wanted zero part of trying to tackle him. He wanted zero part of that.
To tackle it. He's like, if I don't punch this ball out,
Look at him.
I ain't doing nothing else. I'm not going down with this.
I mean, what an athletic play.
Well, and it's a testament to the Bengals, who have obviously not had the year that they wanted, but Joe Burrow was very adamant about, man, I want football to be fun again. This is making it fun again.
Yep.
What is that noise?
Some out there, I think.
No, the cleaning.
Yeah, they're cleaning. That's a great one.
That is awesome. But like I said, like for the Bengals to kind of, come to terms with, look, not the season we wanted. Joe Burrow's not happy. Let's make him happy.
Correct. And look,
Football's
they've
fun.
been playing great.
Fun, sir.
They've been playing great. They go get him an offensive line, please.
Well, he's
So-
outside. He's playing wide receiver.
Yeah, just go get another one. Just go get some other athletic offensive linemen and make them better so that he can just not get hurt anymore. My curtain call is to.
Oh.
We talked about it a little bit, not a lot, not as much as we should have talked about it today. This is actually 2 curtain calls.
Oh. Back out.
Tyler Shuck,
Sure.
right? Obviously, he was a draft pick, that older draft pick, second-round pick for the Saints. First time the Saints drafted a quarterback in the top 2 rounds since Arch Manning, I believe.
Was the first overall
Archie
pick?
Manning? Yeah, first overall pick. And he sat on the bench. They had a plan. They said, and there's been a lot of times where you're like, oh, they have a plan. Doesn't really seem like they have a plan. Doesn't ever work out. hey, we're going to have this guy. He's going to sit on the bench. He's going to learn for a little bit. And then when we feel like he's ready, we're going to insert him in the lineup.
And nobody believed in any of this.
And nobody believed in any of it, right? They just insert him in the lineup, and the Saints are 5-3 in his 8 starts. They've won 4 straight games. The first time they won 4, they've been 4-0 in December, I think, in like 5 or 6 years. He is doing things that rookies don't do. He looks very comfortable. He's operating the offense. And then my second curtain call would be, because it goes hand in hand, is to Chris Olave. Chris Olave. If he has another big game, he has a chance to be an all-pro. Like, he has 100 catches. He has 1,200 yards receiving and 9 touchdowns. Right?
Very good.
And that goes hand in hand with Tyler Shuck and him being as advanced as he is and being as good of a quarterback. And I've talked about it. What you want from your quarterback, not only do you want him to be talented and be able to operate the offense, but a good quarterback and a leader of a team elevates everybody else around them, and that is what Tyler Shuck has done. The receivers are playing better. You have your number one wide receiver. You have your number 1 wide receiver, and everybody else is hurt. You have your 5th-string running back running for 100 yards. You have your defense that everybody said is aging, has been playing one of the best, top 10 defense of the last 5 weeks in the NFL. And everybody's having fun. You're listening to veterans talk about him in the locker room after games. They believe in him. This is the first time in a long time that there's a lot of optimism in New Orleans. There's the first time in a long time that you're not crushed by the salary cap. Now you have a rookie quarterback, and you have the ability to go and build around somebody, and you haven't had that in a really long time.
A lot of expiring contracts that are leaving.
Correct.
It's optimistic.
They went from, we're going to have the first pick in the draft to, no.
They're going to Canada.
We're good.
No, they're staying.
Yeah, we're good. Like we're in a good spot. They could end up 7-10, which is the exact same record they had last year, winning the last 6 games of the year. No,
5.
Last 5 games, so they won 4 in a row, right?
Yep.
This will be the 5th game in a row they're playing at their rival. So
Be a
kudos
great way
to Tyler
cap
Shuck, man.
The
because,
end of the year.
Yeah, he has been awesome, and he's starting to get the notice from the national media, and he has a real chance of winning Rookie of the Year, which is going to be awesome.
Chris Olave in his last 3 weeks, Tyler Shuck as a starter. 6 catches, 85 yards, touchdown. 10 catches, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. 8 catches, 119 yards, and a touchdown.
Correct.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's fun again. It really is fun.
Yeah, I agree. You're starting to see the player that we thought we were getting when Chris Olave got drafted at that 12 spot, and you're like, he's going to be the next guy, the next receiver, the next Saints receiver that goes off, and it never really materialized until this year where you start to see this is the guy. And like y'all said, one, kudos to Tyler Shuck, but also kudos to Chris Olave because you go through so much. And look, he got banged around for a few years to be able to get himself in a mental state and physically get himself back prepared to play and go through this kind of a year and stay healthy. And
he has a chance to play 17 games for the first time in his career. He will play in 17 games in his first time in his career.
$5 super chat from Cajun Curveball. Chat curtain call, Tyler Shuck.
What? Oh, chat curtain call. No doubt. I mean, he's
only player in Saints history other than Drew Brees to throw for 300 yards and have that high of a completion percentage, over 65%.
Rookie quarterbacks with back-to-back games of 300 yards and 0 interceptions since 1970. Tyler Shuck, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott.
Oh, one of those doesn't exist.
But that's just, Dak's rookie year was really good.
Yeah, whatever.
But, he looks great. Tyler Shuck looks great. It's been fun. It makes it entertaining to watch, and everybody's excited
Hit the beanie weenie.
And here's the deal. Having a quarterback like that
makes you
very attractive to free agents in the offseason. Having a defense that's doing what they're doing and having a defensive coordinator that says, Chase Young. Chase Young got signed on a 3-year deal being hurt, and he has 10 sacks in 11 games.
He's going to want to go back to the table.
Right? Things are working out. The draft class was a hit.
Mikie, do enough cocaine, you might figure something out.
That's it. All right. That's all we got for you on this beautiful Monday night. We'll be back live in studio on Friday. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. Enjoy your New Year's Day plans. Hope you all had a beautiful Christmas. And excited to be back with y'all on Friday. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you can't watch us, but you like listening to us or anywhere you get your pods, we love y'all. See you on Friday. Peace. Hey.
Yeah!
Just in time for New Year's.
And just in time for, hasn't happened yet, but because we will have a show on Wednesday. Shout out to Mom. Shares a birthday with Tiger Woods, LeBron James, and Lily Courtney
There you
on
go.
12/30/2025.
I was gonna give a curtain call to Bob,
Yeah, curtain call to Bob.
but you don't. It was too hard to get the video up there.
We will.
I'll tell the Bob
the
story on
Bob tale
Friday.
needs to be told.
Bob is not a human being.
No,
He's a donkey.
he's like
I'm gonna leave you with that.
not a human
He
being.
had a wild Sunday,
He did.
which
got out-
ended
he got out
up
the cl- he got out the
ended up
club.
making me and Allie have to have a wild Sunday to go chase Bob. Bob is property of my in-laws. So we'll talk about that on Friday. We love y'all.
It's a great Friday story.
Peace. It's a great Friday story.
Bob. Shout out Bob.
Bob had a great day.
He did.
Some chicken wings. Dude. That's